Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Say Report for this time capsule episode that we're presenting to you. I don't know, it always feels weird to call these one time capsules because this is more like a scheduled episode. Anywho, I'm Devon Decker, joining me, my host companion, and the reason we're scheduling this episode and the impetus behind the topic, it's Sejohn Sarowick.
Hey everybody. Well, I will say that for anybody that clicked on this, they know I think where we're going. But it was about time, right? Like we needed to happen. So like part of it was me rescheduling for a recording session and us needing to just, since we weren't going to be able to do, for anybody that doesn't know, the reason we do the time capsule episodes is because if they're going to be out of time, anything that we talk about is going to sound dumb, right? like talking about news reports that are completely proven wrong or rumors that turn out to not be true. We do that already enough. We don't need the help of Father Time as well.
Yeah, I'm so happy we didn't weigh in on that guy who zoomed into his suspended license hearing. I mean, that would have been ripe for us to talk about as someone who had a suspended license, but that whole friggin' roller coaster.
No. We'll come back around to that. Yeah, we'll come back around to that when we inevitably hear the questions about it at pub trivia in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
It was time for us to take some time and do the do, Dev.
Yeah, we're doing the do. We're doing the rainbow. You already saw the title. But before we do that, I found a Bazooka Joe comic. And I'd like to share the Bazooka Joe comic with everybody.
This is it. Peak comedy, peak podcast comedy, audio medium comedy. Let's do it.
This is Bazooka
Come on,
Joe.
Charlie McCarthy, let's do it.
This is Bazooka Joe and his gang, number 2 of 48. And I think Lefty is his name, the little cowboy kid. He doesn't have his cowboy hat on, though. And he goes, "Here comes Billy with his watch again." And that Bazooka Joe, oh, Bazooka Joe, you live in your world for one day, you crazy one-eyed bastard. He says to the little guy, "I'll fix him." So then Billy comes up and he goes, "My watch is always right." And Bazooka Joe, oh, Bazooka Joe, goes, "Yeah, well, this watch fell in the river." And then Bazooka Joe says, "A year later, it's still running." And Billy goes, "The watch?" And Bazooka Joe, oh, Bazooka Joe goes, "No, the river." And they walk off laughing because Billy had his stupid watch. And then the fortune, because fortune cookies, they get like all the rap for putting a fortune with your treat. Bazooka Joe Bubblegum's been doing it too. And the fortune is reckless drivers cause wrecks. And that's really more of a like, you got to see it written out. Like, that's probably not funny in an audio medium.
Here's why this is we're gonna make this we're gonna make this worth some content here for a second. The journey I just went on, right? My first thought was, man, where's my gritty CW like Bazooka Joe teen drama? And then I thought, oh, I guess that's Riverdale. And then I thought, why the fuck didn't Bazooka Joe ever show up on Riverdale?
He really should have. I mean,
he should have, right?
The inherent issue with Bazooka Joe in modern entertainment. First of all, I thought Bazooka Joe, I thought that would be worth it. I'm sorry that didn't do it for you, Sejohn.
It was a little too Fat Albert for me, and we are definitely not going there.
No, we're not talking about that. Sorry. Oh, Bazooka Joe, to live in your world for one day. The inherent issue with Bazooka Joe.
Did I hear you call him a one-eyed bastard?
He's a one-eyed bastard. He has one eye, and he lost his eye. The fact that like he's a child who lost an eye, that's why we're not getting Bazooka Joe. It's already pretty freaking gritty.
I also thought you were about to say, and he lost his dad, therefore he is a bastard.
No. Maybe. I don't think I've ever seen Bazooka Joe's parents. I have a Bazooka Joe omnibus. Maybe we'll do a Bazooka Joe episode. I'm not prepared for it. I just was surprised. Like, I have a big tub of Bazooka bubblegum that I've had in the studio.
Is that it? Is that the omnibus? Is just the tub of Bazooka Joe bubblegum you have?
No, Bazooka, I got gifted like a 5-pack of Bazooka Joe, and that's where my old, oh, Bazooka Joe, to live in your world for one day came from. And then Dayle, because she thought that was funny, gifted me like a book of all the Bazooka Joe comics that had been released up to that point. Sadly, I don't think The Watch and the River was in there yet because they've been doing new ones. And I haven't opened this thing probably since the pandemic. I could be honest with you. That's when I bought it, and there's still. Hold on one second, Sejohn. That's how many pieces of gum are still in there. 225 pieces initially. Probably still at least 100, maybe 150. But to come down to the studio desk and see, oh shit! I just spilled all that gum on the floor. Well, I'll clean it up after. And to see like a comic completely folded, somebody came down here and got a piece of Bazooka Joe. That's all I know. I don't know who it was.
So we have a real mystery.
We have a mystery about Bazooka Joe. What? How did he lose his eye? Why does Mort wear his sweater over his mouth? Oh, Bazooka Joe, I don't understand.
You could totally see those two being guys that like Jughead goes to buy drugs from, right? Like that's like.
Yeah, exactly, and that would be it. Like it would just be one of those visual cameos. Like they don't need to name it, but like if you know, you freaking know. Hold on, I picked up the remaining. I got like half of it still in the tub. I'm like
Today we are going to talk some Mountain Dew, and we're going to stoop to the lowest form of entertainment here and do a tier list. We've joined the ranks. We are like the YouTubers of yore.
But we're doing it audio, which is different. Right? We're still putting that Say Report spin on it. You're not going to get to watch us. I had considered, and this is something to think about for our next time capsule, like inviting people from the Discord to simply listen to us record this one since it's out of space and time. If you're in the Discord and you would be interested as being a fly on the wall for a live taping of one of these time capsules, let us know. Because we have the technology to have you there listening, but you wouldn't be able to talk.
Yeah, right, we don't just throw my vulnerable ass out there to the wolves. Why don't you?
What the hell? We're drinking soda. I don't know. That's why I didn't do it. Right? I wanted to talk to you about it, and I figured we offer. Yeah, so right, Sejohn votes nay to everybody.
I didn't say nay. I did not say nay. Just initial reactions are allowed.
I don't know. I figured like it might be fun for these like time capsule ones, and then when it comes out, like you're in on the joke, and you can be like, "Oh man, the episode of the Slayer, I was at the taping of it," and there's
so much they leave on the floor. I didn't know. I didn't know.
I didn't realize that I listened to the episode and like they did 7 minutes on Bazooka Joe that didn't even make it to the episode.
There's a third one.
Yeah. Oh my god. Whoo! So here we are. We are doing a tier list of Mountain Dew. So Sejohn, I have to ask you, in our business channel where we pitch ideas and such, I created a list of 22 Mountain Dew flavors. Yeah, we could try to a pretty extensive list. And I was able to collect 12 of those flavors. I didn't do any like restaurant exclusives. So sorry if you wanted to hear like about Dark Berry Blast or Mountain Dew Legend from Buffalo Wild Wings or
we're not gonna not mention things like that as we go. Don't worry. We're gonna have some stipulations we're gonna have to lay down here. But go on.
So I have 12 bottles of Mountain Dew next to me. I need to know what Mountain Dew you have to be ready to judge.
First of all, this is clearly a sign here, people, that Devon definitely does not watch YouTube. Because these tier lists are not always like mukbangs adjacent.
Well, I need to be honest with you. I have watched on YouTube one single tier list video. It was of Mountain Dew, and they tried all the Mountain Dews. So right. I am emulating what I have watched.
And here's what I will say about that. Very often the subgenre within the genre of tier lists, right? That is food, and then the subgenre of that is food I don't usually consume. Right? Okay. So what you end up with is people that do those kinds of videos because they have not really ventured beyond, say, Mountain Dew Code Red, right? Like they have not gone into the wilds and found Mountain Dew Legend out there or Sweet Lightning or like, there's a certain subsect of people that are not like us, Dev, and they don't necessarily consume this shit on the reg. As somebody that pretty vocally on this show consumes this pretty regularly, I'm pretty confident I could talk about Mountain Dew for a little bit without having to drink 12 bottles of the shit.
Well, obviously, I was going to drink 12 bottles of it. I was going to take a couple of sips, and then they'd go sit in the
And
refrigerator.
then the rest is for the cats.
No, that's bad. Don't. First of all, serious moment here. I know we're a haha philosophy show and all that. Don't give Mountain Dew to your cat. I shouldn't have to say that, but like
They always
straight
say-
up,
No.
you
Yeah,
don't
if
give
you go
Mountain
to
Dew.
any vet, they'll say don't give Mountain Dew to your cat and don't give grapes to your dog. Those are the two things.
Those are the two things. It's true. All right. So, I mean, the one thing that I'm very excited about, and this was, first of all, the title of this episode, Do the Rainbow, credit where credit's due. That is Dayle. When I literally have a rainbow of Mountain Dew. If we were the type of people who, like, only celebrated Pride in June, this would be the perfect episode. Yet, it releases on July 1st. So, I mean, like, we all year round, we are accepting and celebratory of the LGBTQIA plus community. So
Yeah, no,
don't
I'll nod
worry
to
about
Pride
it.
all you want. Fuck, we do all sorts of Pride shit in this
Yeah,
house. I just went to a
exactly,
Pride
right?
zoo brew. Didn't have to sneak in any Mountain Dew for that one. But yeah, we.
But yeah, we do. But I do have it was super cool today. I understand that I don't need to drink all the Mountain Dew, but I stopped at the Circle K, our Circle K, as I like to refer to it, because there's a Circle K that Sejohn and I went to immediately before recording the first time we recorded in person an episode of the Say Report. So like memories. And walked over to the soda. They had 8 flavors of Mountain Dew, and I was very happy that there was a red, an orange, a yellow, green Mountain Dew, a blue, and then a purple, because it was a Circle K, so I was able to get the Purple Thunder exclusive flavor. And I go up to the guy, and I plop down, and he goes, all Mountain Dew? And I'm like, yeah, we're doing a taste test. And he goes, that's cool. Like, he was really into it. And then he was really happy with my bag. I have, like, one of those weird silver from the future bags that they deliver,
nice.
like, frozen food in. And I took that out to put in him, and he's like, that's a nice bag. And I'm like, yeah, and it's going to keep him cold. He's like, you were prepared for this visit to the Circle K. Like, I feel like I have been to the Circle K before, and I have not been prepared. And I think he was happy that I've leveled up to be like ready to buy 8 bottles of soda. And then I also bought 3 of the exclusive White Lightning or Sweet Lightning. I'm not sure what the name of it is. It's a white lightning bolt is the only thing that's on the label.
Sweet Lightning is very distinctly KFC.
Yeah, okay.
And I know that because in my own adventures preparing for this, I did sneak over to a KFC.
You're an asshole because you're like, I'd have to go to the other town. And I'm like, fine, I guess I'm not getting Sweet Lightning for tonight. Were you able to get it with the Blackberry add-in? Are they still doing that at your KFCs?
Well, wait, I didn't know to ask for that. Let's
yeah.
be clear. I don't know whether they are still doing it or not, but no, I snuck over to the KFC to get a Sweet Lightning. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're gonna talk about Sweet Lightning.
Okay, but going to the Circle K, I'm getting prepared for it. There were 3 flavors I'd hoped to find, and I didn't. And then Dayle, again, credit to do for the Do the Rainbow title of the episode, stopped at Cumberland Farms to get gas and popped inside and brought home a Star Spangled Splash, a Freedom Fusion, and a Liberty Chill. And
I'm street date on that shit.
I think they broke street date on that because I'm pretty sure it's not dropping until June 21st.
June 21st or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I thought I read something about that being later this month.
I have the red, white, and blue. Like July 4th due. The summer flavors are here, and I'm so excited because we are recording this out of space and time. I'll ruin the surprise. It is June 13th when we're recording this. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be really great if we could give some sort of review of those magic flavors? And Dayle coming in clutch. She also got a major melon, which we will talk about that and my disappointment in the discontinuing of pink sodas over at PepsiCo for the Mountain Dews. But yeah, I think I just explained it. But so we do have those. So Sejohn, do we want to save that for the end, my initial taste test of those 3? Or do we want to kick this off with it?
Well, let's not kick off with it just yet.
Okay.
The last thing that we got to do though before we dive into this is we do need to talk about how there are some stipulations here.
Oh,
First of all, we're not going to be covering. Mountain Dew is a wide like berth of sodas all over the world.
I only have 12 of the 22 flavors that are available in America right now.
But I'm not even saying we can't also talk about other shit, right? Did you get a diet Mountain Dew in all of
No,
this?
everything's full fat, and I like diet. I like
Right.
zero, but if I'm judging all of them, first of all, if I did one diet version of this, the whole night would be fucked for me.
You know about, like, we're not going to talk about, well, here, we'll talk about it for 2 seconds. Caffeine-free, full-fat Mountain Dew. They still offer diet caffeine-free Mountain Dew, but about 2 or 3 years ago, somebody got onto the idea, like, why the fuck are we still offering the full-fat version of caffeine? If somebody is going out of their way to monitor their caffeine intake, they're probably also monitoring their sugar intake.
I have to tell you, and I'm shouting him out. I'm supposed to see him this weekend. Hopefully that happened. Claude, one of the listeners of the show, a very good friend of mine, he does diet stuff. His house is awesome. His house is like, if I were 8 years old, I would only hang out there because he's got all the video games and because he's got a refrigerator stocked with 5 different kinds of soda. And those 5 different kinds of soda always include like a Dew and a Dew variant. And he also is a big proponent of like the caffeine-free stuff, but he don't fuck with caffeine-free Dew. And honestly, I have to imagine that like if you're somebody who's drinking Dew for the caffeine, like you don't want to like trick your body by introducing like that type of element into the equation.
Well, right, and that's the other side of it, right? Is the idea of like drinking Mountain Dew, period, is already kind of an admittance that you're going to be up for the next 10 hours and probably shit your brains out at some point. Like there's a level of which you are buying into a dirtbag lifestyle with Mountain Dew that we've all kind of come to terms with and agree with.
He's not
right?
wrong. It is. I mean, my desk looks ridiculous right now as I am taking out these Dews because I want to make sure that the 3 patriotic flavors stay in the ice bag to stay cool. So
But let me make this extremely clear. Like, this is not me crapping all over this. As the person that introduced this whole idea to the show, I've been doing the Mountain Dew taste test for a while now, and now, at this very episode, right? Like, I'm not saying I don't get down on Mountain Dew. I'm not saying people shouldn't get down on Mountain Dew. But we all know that we are stooping to a level, right? I just want to make sure that we all understand that here in the room.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, we are going to cut out some of the weirder shit out there because either A, we don't have access to it. If it doesn't exist anymore, we're not going to try it. I'm not going to order like a 20-year-old can on fucking Amazon for you people. Like
That-
if it is from like a specific restaurant, we didn't really go out of our way to try it. Yes, I tried the KFC one for the bit, and I will talk about it later, but like we're not going to consider all of them. Baja Blast gets to be the rare exception because within the last year it has started to pop up in stores.
for its 20th anniversary. I mean, I feel like I've told this story before. I'm going to give his full name because of all the people that we've named on the show, I feel he would be the most understanding of this. Also, he once helped me get into his brother's room to take a naked photo in there. So I feel like we're bonded in a way that I can tell this story. So Baja Blast...
I miss those boys.
I do too. So Baja Blast had existed since 2004. One of the other reasons that this time capsule works the way it works is that we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Baja Blast this year. Everything is falling into place. But it was 3 years after Baja Blast had been introduced to the world where Joe Short comes into the scene shop that we worked in at university and goes,
The older brother or the younger brother?
the older brother.
Okay.
Joe. Yeah, you were close.
yeah,
you were
yeah.
closer with the younger brother. I wouldn't
Right.
give his name, right? Mostly because I once took a naked photo in his bathroom, and I'd love it if he couldn't find me. But Joe comes strutting in to the scene shop. He is looking like the cat that ate the canary. He's so happy, and he goes, "Did you know there's a new Mountain Dew?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? There's a new Mountain Dew?" And I'm freaking out. I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't believe there's a new Mountain Dew." He goes, "Yeah, it's available exclusively at Taco Bell." And I'm like, "Are you talking about Baja Blast, Joe?" And he goes, "Yeah, why?" I'm like, "Baja Blast has existed for 3 years." And he's like, "No, it's got to be new. I just found out about it." And that sums up Joe Short in like a nutshell. The fact that he had lived in the world for 3 years and not learned of Baja Blast Mountain Dew. So
To be fair, he was spending most of that time on stage winning every fucking theater award in New England. But
that
anyway,
is true. And I helped. Mostly because he's like, "I don't know what to do with Roy Cohn." And I'm like, "Well, we'll sit in this theater for 6 hours till you do." That was a fun 6 hours. So he's like
6 hours summoning the ghost of Roy Cohn.
It was
exactly the story
insanity.
you want it to be.
God, because he was like given carte blanche for his blocking. So like he was, I don't know how to be this character.
That show was fucking nuts. Angels in America is already nuts.
Already crazy, but yeah,
crazy.
The way that like, and the fact that like I basically directed him for that scene as a third string assistant stage manager. Probably shouldn't have done that, but it was a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. So he comes in at 8 a.m. and he goes, we have to go at lunchtime. Will you go with me to Taco Bell at lunchtime to try out the Baja Blast? And I'm like, I've had it, but yes, you are so excited that I will do this with you. And of course, he drove like a drop top, cherry red, fucking convertible, gorgeous car. License plate like 007. I can't imagine he still has it, right? And if he does, I'm sorry about all of the doxing I'm doing in this episode. But this was 20-ish years ago, so times they are changing. So I'm like, yes, I will ride in your cool convertible to Taco Bell to get it. But the problem is, dear listener, that by the University of Rhode Island, there are no Taco Bells. There is a Ken Taco Bell, the weird hybrid of a Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Taco Bell. And here's the problem with that hybridization. Anything exclusive kinda doesn't make it through. It's the worst part about the crossbreeding between the Yum Brands fast food restaurants. And we went to that Taco Bell, that Ken Taco Bell, and they did not have Baja Blast. And Joe was crestfallen.
This is the saddest Norm Macdonald story I've ever heard.
So what I end up doing is I go to my local Taco Bell, and across the street there's a Cumberland Farms local convenience store where Dayle was able to get these 3 Liberty flavors. So it all ties together. I buy a liter of Pepsi. I drink that liter of Pepsi, and then I go across the street to Taco Bell, and I'm like, could I please fill this with Baja Blast? And I tell them the story, and everybody's in tears because Joe Short cannot get his Baja Blast. And they're like, of course you can't fill it up. You tell him that Cecile says you enjoy it. Oh, and it was like this moment. So then the next day I present to him a bottle of Baja Blast. But now you can just go anywhere and buy a bottle of Baja Blast. So that's why I'm telling that story. I may have told that story before, but it is one of my favorite stories that he was so excited about Baja Blast 3 years after its introduction. So that means 2.5 years after the day that I went into Taco Bell with my red baseball cap, because I used to rock this like red baseball cap all the time. And I filled it with Baja Blast from the tap and drank it and got kicked out of Taco Bell. You can't come back for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Taco Bell, the thing about Mountain Dew, right, is like, it's in all of our lives. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I mean, like, it's up there in that ranking of like the top 5, right? Like you had your Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper. Although I don't know if anybody heard, but it's actually now Coke, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi.
That's not surprising. Have you tried Dr. Pepper hot? Life changing.
Yeah, but like it's got to be up there, right? It's got to be one of the next ones.
I would imagine that Sprite and then Mountain Dew, would be the top 5.
But like everybody's got that moment where they drank too much of it when they were a kid, or everybody's got that moment where they tried that different flavor and it was gross, or they loved it and it's the only one they want, but they don't make it anymore. Like Mountain Dew is just kind of one of those American experiences. Although it is definitely available all over the world, and some of the exclusives that have come out all over the place are pretty rad. But like. I sound rad, I should say. I haven't gotten a taste of them. But like this idea that like Mountain Dew is just one of those things that like it's like Coca-Cola when our parents talk about that and everybody has like Coke signs everywhere. Do you know how many people I know that have Mountain Dew t-shirts, Mountain Dew shorts, like bathing suits and shit like that? Like Mountain Dew is just part of the Americana culture, right?
I have told this story.
It's something that hits me real smooth, right?
Yeah. I've told this story before, but in high school, when I was a junior, there was a senior who wanted to take another junior to his senior prom, could not afford it. What did I raise the $150 to get them both tickets and like money to spend for that night in? A Mountain Dew trash can that I stole from the math department. Like I went into the teacher's area, saw an empty thing, and I'm like, this is what I'm going to fill with money to send those 2 crazy kids to prom. And now they are happily married. these long years with three beautiful children, and Mountain Dew is partially responsible for that.
Mountain Dew is partially responsible for that.
I have a Mountain Dew. I have a Dew Shine. Like, you say that you wouldn't buy stuff off the internet. There were two that I would have bought off the internet for this episode. That is Dew Shine. I don't know if you remember Dew Shine. That was...
Oh, I do, yeah.
That was so good. I guess there's three. So I would do the Dew Shine. I would do Mountain Dew with real sugar. When they went back to the real sugar stuff, and I think it was like a Target exclusive.
Was that the glass bottle one?
No, the glass bottle one is Dew Shine.
Real sugar. Okay.
Dew Shine was in the glass bottle. It was also real sugar. Like, that was the thing about Dew Shine. But Dew Shine did not taste like Mountain Dew. It was very specifically like the original recipe that was supposed to mix very well with moonshine. I mean, that's like the history of Mountain Dew, is that there's like, man, this moonshine's good, but we need something to put it in so we don't go blind.
We need to cut this shit.
We need to cut this.
Yes. After the invention of every alcohol comes very quickly the invention of the first cocktail with it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that is just true of any type of alcoholic beverage we've ever created. And yeah, Mountain Dew has the pleasure of, like, that being its history. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So I would do the Mountain Dew with real sugar. Really remember Jesse and I hunting down a 12-pack of that and then just crushing it after we picked it up was one of my favorite memories. And then the third one, and this is a relatively recent one, is Mountain Dew Ice. If I could have gotten a bottle of Mountain Dew Ice, I would have loved it. Mountain Dew Ice, for anyone out there who's not an insane Mountain Dew aficionado archivist like myself, was the weird sort of half step between the destruction of Sierra Mist and the creation of Starry. They did Mountain Dew Ice. So it was a lemon lime soda, but it had caffeine in it. And that fucked some people up. I remember there being a bunch of things on the internet like, this is the fucking lethal Sprite. People were buying it thinking it was just a lemon lime soda, not realizing that it had Mountain Dew levels of caffeine in it. And when I say Mountain Dew levels of caffeine, I'm picking up my green bottle of Mountain Dew, my Mountain Dew OG, as it was, and the amount of sugar is 77 grams, and that includes 77 grams of added sugar. That is 154% of the daily value that is recommended. So that's, there's that. And then there's also caffeine in here. Like, it's not the stuff. But I will say this. They cracked down on energy drinks and caffeinated beverages at the campus where I work. They're like, we're not going to sell them anymore in the vending machines and all that. And they have since brought back, like, the Rockstar energy drinks. So you can still get energy drinks. But they have not brought back the Mountain Dew. And while, like, that sounds like a pretty intense amount of caffeine that's in Mountain Dew, I didn't actually read the amount of that. Let me see if I can find the number here.
It's interesting that they brought back the Rockstar, but I will say Rockstar of all of the energy drinks is the least energy drink. It is the closest to just being soda.
Yeah. So it is. This is 91 milligrams of caffeine for 20 fluid ounces, but yet they still sell coffee and like cold brew coffee, and coffee alone has more caffeine in it than Mountain Dew does, and cold brew coffee, like, that shit's lethal. Like, you get cold brew coffee, you drink it too much of it too fast, like, you feel your heart. And I mean, like, you feel your heart in your feet. Like, it's this pretty insane. So, like, I don't love that, like, in this war on caffeine, Mountain Dew at my campus is a casualty, especially because, like, you offer worse versions of it, of caffeine, like, delivery. Right. I mean,
they are, yes. I mean, it's that they're not all sunshine and roses. Like, the fact that they still have a line of drinks that they try and pitch as, like, breakfast drinks is fucking
Kickstart.
Stupid.
Yeah. Well, not also
like, start your day. It's like, what? No, you should not. It's the last thing you should be doing this early in the morning.
Yeah. Back to stipulations. I don't think we're covering any of those sublines, right? We're not
doing
Sparked. We're not doing
right.
Hard, Spiked, Kickstart. Like, no,
we're not going to do Gamer Fuel, right? We're not.
We're not going to do the Gamer Fuel. That's like a weird energy drink. If I could have found the Mountain Dew Game Fuel, that, like, the citrus cherry that they come out with, like, almost every fall alongside the new Call of Duty game, I would have counted that, because that's separate from when they did Gamer Fuel, which was straight up a Mountain Dew themed energy drink.
Right, which
Yeah.
was I remember cracking one of those with like a Halo LAN party back in the day, right? Like they straight up went all
They
in
were
on
well.
that
That was
image.
the cherry citrus. That
That's
was
the
the
cherry
yeah,
citrus.
citrus cherry, which was just a dew. It was just a flavor. That is one I covet. That one, but it comes back almost like every fall, so it's not something that like I would go crazy looking for. Not like the shine, the real sugar, or the ice. But like that stuff is so good. It is such a unique flavor. It's like gummy bears, kind of, and that was introduced when I was working at Hollywood Video. Like, that was the one that got me excited when Joe Short was excited about Baja Blast, which was released 3 years earlier, was the release of Game Fuel to coincide with Halo 3. And there was all the sales stuff there. Like, you could unlock exclusive costumes with it. Basically, the downfall of video games as we know, the representation was definitely that fucking horse armor, and I think Diablo 3. But a
Right.
secondary thing of that was Game Fuel, because right on the heels of Game Fuel was the 7-Eleven promotion to get exclusive costumes in the single-player God of War 3. So, yeah. So Mountain Dew also got a dark side, right? Aside from everything else. But yeah, stipulation mode, because we're still in stipulation mode. We haven't started ranking Mountain Dew at all. As I salivate as I look at these bottles laid out before me. We're not doing any of the sublines. That's an important thing I think to mention, because in that video that I watched, they did like, yeah, now we're gonna try the Kickstart, and I'm like, you're kind of just like ruining the experience by introducing that to this.
All right. I have got
Okay.
I will share this in the Discord.
Oh
Actually
gosh.
just do it right now, but I want to show Devin what I'm working with and you all at home can see what I'm working with. Well, this might give it away. I'm going to send it to just Devin right now, but when the episode drops, I'll send it to everybody. That's a
Okay.
better move.
I love this. I'm in the Discord. Well, I'm in our local thing. Create Mountain Dew flavor tier list at
Click on that link
tiermaker.com.
right there.
All right. Visit the site. Well, now I'm going to have to copy it and put it into Mozilla, because I have not stopped Safari from
Safari?
being my default
Nice.
browser. Well, especially with everything that they just announced at the WDCC. Like, yeah. All right.
So this isn't a perfect list because there's a lot of stuff on here we're not covering and things like that, and there's a couple of things I think not on here yet, but we'll cover we'll figure something out when we get to those.
Yeah.
But let's start from the top. And so for everybody who's never seen or heard of one of these again, we have top tier to bottom tier, S tier to F, but we're doing by just because by the nature of this website, amazing, great, good, terrible, haven't had. We won't even bother with that one probably.
Well, I mean, yeah, because the
but,
ones that don't wind up in the tier
yeah,
list.
we'll do
are,
top tier, low tier,
yeah.
and we'll kind of every now and then we'll check in on the rankings to make sure everybody sees where we're at. But here we go. Let's talk about Mountain Dew. Let's just start with the
Hold on.
classic.
Finally,
All right.
like 30 minutes in, I'm drinking some freaking Mountain Dew.
Yeah, well, if you weren't doxing all of our college friends the whole time, I think we would have got.
I doxed one college friend, and he gave me permission. When I videotaped his wedding, he's like, "If you ever have a podcast, you could dox me."
Yep, those are the exact words he said.
Those were
right in
his
his
exact
vows.
words. And then he flew away on a grape scooter. It was a scooter made of grapes, and it was Scooter from the Muppet made of grapes.
Oh, okay. Are you done drinking your Mountain Dew or what?
I just took a healthy sip of the Mountain Dew. I mean, Mountain Dew. I am a lucky individual because I am able to give myself respites from Mountain Dew, so that when that classic crispy OG Mountain Dew passes through these Devon Decker lips, it's like the first time every time. It's like the time. Here's a Mountain Dew story. My uncle used to like have Mountain Dew at the house when he lived with my grandmother, and I grabbed a can of it once, and he's like, "Whoa, are you allowed to drink that?" And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I was allowed to drink whatever the fuck I wanted. I mean, not alcohol, but like soft drinks. My parents didn't give a shit, right? My parents were big proponents in, it's not about the sugar intake that drives a kid crazy. It's about keeping them interested and invested in things. If our son is bored, then that's your fucking problem. And
It doesn't help.
I mean, but I think I have a pretty healthy relationship with sugar. That's going on a T-shirt. The first Say Report T-shirt is going to be my stupid face saying, "I think I have a healthy relationship with sugar," because I don't. There's no way that I do. But I am one of those people who like I can be over like sugarized and I don't go completely insane because I'm just insane all the time.
You understand that
I know that that's not the same for every person. I do understand that people have different body chemistries, correct? Like, I get that. I do understand. I became a bird.
So you've been just you man. Do you want to rate the Mountain Dew?
Oh yeah, so I'll rate. So original Mountain Dew. Now here's the issue that I have with creating a tier list. First of all, the bottom one is the green, and green's my favorite color. I mean, red's my other favorite color, and that's the top. But also, like, Mountain Dew, like, original OG Mountain Dew, I would want to say it's amazing, because it is amazing. But, like, what if I just make them all amazing? Then, like, the tier list is fucking defeated. So I feel like, on some level, I should say, great. Mountain Dew's fucking amazing. This is an S-tier fucking soda. We wouldn't be doing a fucking episode on Mountain Dew if fucking Mountain Dew, the original, wasn't such an awe-inspiring religious experience. So
I'm gonna
amazing.
go 2 down and put Mountain Dew at good.
Okay, just good, huh?
Mountain Dew's good. Mountain Dew's good. You know, it's Mountain Dew. It's good. Yeah. But here, a couple of things about like Mountain Dew, right? Like if I said to you, like what's the flavor of Mountain Dew? Talk to me about that.
So it's citrus. A lot of people, whenever I talk about Mountain Dew, people are like, it's just orange juice with more sugar in it. And that's not true. There's also carbonation. So
there's a creamy element.
There is kind of a creamy element.
Gets missed.
I can get that. Let me take another swig a dig. I mean, I have more Mountain Dews, but let me take a swig.
It's let me put it this way. It's a round flavor.
It is
my sommelier.
Yeah, no, it is a rounded flavor.
Right, it's not sharp. It's citrusy, but it's not sharp.
It's citrusy, it's not Sprite. Like, Sprite is refreshing because of its sharpness, because of that bite.
Or Fresca, if you're, one of those people.
If you're a Fresca person?
If you're a Fresca person.
You're a Fresca person?
So Mountain Dew is, here's the thing for Mountain Dew. As I said earlier, there's an acknowledged idea that there's a price to be paying by going into the world of Mountain Dew, right? You are coming into the land of Dew. You are climbing the mountain of Dew. You understand at some point you're going to have to come back down too, right? And that's never fun. And so with that, there really has to be worth the price of admission to me, right?
Yep.
And Mountain Dew is not worth the price of admission all the time. Every now and then, maybe. We're gonna get to some flavors where we're gonna talk about the fact that I don't care. If I see this in the wild, I'm getting it. If I'm having a bad day and it's just gonna make my day, I don't care. I'm gonna get it. like there are certain flavors of Mountain Dew that do that for me, not original flavor.
I love Sejohn. I do love Sejohn, right? I do. I love you, Sejohn. I'm gonna say it. I, for the original Mountain Dew, would always suffer the consequences. But I will also say, calling back to my everybody's biological chemistry is different, I don't think I have like a fall with Dew. So I don't think that I experience. I mean, excuse me, I'm not really a person who gets hungover, so and that's still true. Like I'm the steps of 40.
I forgot about the consequence of you drinking 12 bottles of soda while we record was going to be the best audio poison we could ever produce. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So it is that like you talk about like the cost of Mountain Dew. For Devon Decker, I don't see a cost, and that's scary. Like, you've made me fearful of the way that I've approached the world of Mountain Dew.
On to the next one. You've got the world in front of you. You're the one that has to actually taste these things right now.
Live fucking wire. Not a big fan of Live Wire. I'm going to be honest with you. This is before I've cracked it open. I don't see Live Wire in this listing. I see it. I got it. It is the second row, second to last column. So we're there. So yeah, like if I had to get one of these Mountain Dews out of the way, this is the unfortunate winner of that distinction.
Yeah.
So
We'll wait for you to taste before we talk about what the flavors are supposed to be and all that sort of stuff, because that's the other thing we have to talk about as we slowly get into some of these. And I'll talk right now about some of the ones that were like the voodoo flavors, where it was like, guess what this is, and then you'll find out at the end of the month type shit that they did for a while that everybody does now, right?
yeah.
I didn't always love the answers they gave to those, right? I was never quite on board with all of them.
Well,
But
I think
what do
that
we think
like
of Livewire?
so Livewire. Here's the thing, right? We've been talking about Mountain Dew with like such friggin' reverence this whole episode. Livewire, if Mountain Dew Ice is like electric Sprite, right? That's what's assigned a lot to the Sprite from McDonald's is electric Sprite. So it's even kind of like double electric Sprite, the Mountain Dew Ice. The Livewire, which, you know, ironic because of the electric, it's like an orange soda that like isn't ready for prime time.
There's two different types of orange soda in the world for me. There is a Fanta classic orange soda, the 2-liter bottles we watch Kel drink and we all laugh, right? That. And then there's like the high C fruit punch orange soda, which is what they always had at McDonald's growing up. I don't know if that was like true
That
everywhere,
is
but
that was a
certainly true around me.
big that was actually a deal that McDonald's made with High C to like
Right.
exclusively have it. That orange
So
drink,
I grew
which is
up
not
kind
orange
of
soda, it's
thinking,
orange drink.
right, but I kind of grew up thinking about orange soda as that more than the bubbly stuff, because we got our fair share of the bubbly stuff too, right? But every time I got orange soda from McDonald's, it was that. And I would say orange soda, and that's what they would give me. Doesn't matter what it was called. That's what I called it.
Right.
Right? And so, like, there's this weird world with orange soda for me where, like, I kind of don't really love, like, the soda versions of orange soda too much. I can't think of one that I think is great. So I already had Mountain Dew Live Wire at an eh.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm putting it to. I don't know why. Like we're gonna talk about some of the discontinued flavors when we get to them. I don't know why Livewire has persisted as a flavor of Mountain Dew. I don't understand it. I feel like it's only because PepsiCo. I don't think they have. I mean, well, Fanta, right? Fanta is their orange soda company.
Oh no, I think Fanta is Coke, isn't it?
Okay, so then I think Slice may have been theirs, or was Slice a completely different company?
Slice might have been the 7-Up cup. You know,
Yeah.
it's so the soda brands are weird, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's Sunkist. It is Sunkist that belongs to Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Yeah. So and they have a Sunkist Orange exists, and or maybe it's Crush. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked. The only sodas I'm ready to talk about is Mountain Dew. And I wonder why Livewire persists. I know that orange soda is a very popular flavor, but then Pitch Black, like why doesn't Pitch Black also persist? Because grape is a very popular style of soda. So why
I mean,
that?
here's the big secret that we just are never going to truly know is how much of it is based on how easy it is this shit to produce, right?
True.
If there's like an ease and a cheapness to the orange soda of it all, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if that's true, but it would sure be an answer as to why a flavor that we both have kind of never been hot on. I don't know anybody out there that makes like live wire like that'll be the next Rick and Morty like thing that they'll reference and suddenly everybody will act like they've loved it for the last 30 years even though they haven't touched it in a decade, right? It's like there's going to be this move for live wire Mountain Dew as we record tonight. But anyway, yeah, live wire is just one of those flavors that I've never heard anybody like lose their shit over. And there are flavors of Mountain Dew I have heard people lose their shit over.
Yeah, it's very true. So I don't understand why it continually exists. No, okay. I was checking Rick and Morty and seeing if they had already done one. They've done a regular one, but they haven't done. They put Mountain Dew into the portal gun because it kind of looks like that. So Livewire has not that. So you heard it here. If Livewire does have some resurgence, and you hear me and Sejohn being like, "Wubba lubba dub love, I freaking love wire," blah 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 blah. We are liars. We are fucking liars who are jumping on the bandwagon. I mean, I don't think based on the 388 prior episodes of this A report, you would look at us and think that we're bandwagon jumpers. But you have proof that when the Rick and Morty Livewire revolution comes,
There's definitely some fair evidence for some criticism, at least on my part, I will admit. And And it's criticism I've already received, folks. You don't
Yeah.
need to give it to me again. Thank you.
Yeah, this is not me asking you to criticize Sejohn again.
The
That
reason I
email will
left
go out
Twitter.
to the members of the email list, as it usually does on the third Friday of every month. Yeah, so Livewire, I think, is a weak. It's not a good orange soda. It's not a good Mountain Dew variant. But I guess you need an orange soda, right? If you want to create the Dewbo, the rainbow of Dew, you would require an orange, and there you go. But yeah, I'm like mad that it's in front of me.
Doesn't say in the rule book that a dog can't make Mountain Dew. So I think we should go Major Melon next. You got your hands on some Major Melon.
I have
right?
some Major Melon.
This is our opportunity to have some Major Melon and talk a little bit about how Mountain Dew became this wild child of soda variants, right? Because while Livewire is a variant of Mountain Dew, as Devon so aptly pointed out, you got to have an orange. Every brand has an orange soda. And so Mountain Dew just needed an orange soda under its belt. That wouldn't surprise anybody. But when you get the likes of like a Cheetos Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew on the on the shelf, or you're getting mystery flavor dews and things like that, or you're getting variant flavors at different restaurants depending on which one you go to, different convenience stores, like they have gone so off the fucking rails. They are the Taco Bell of soda brands, which makes total fucking sense because of the brotherhood there.
Do you see Major Melon in this list?
I do. I've got it right here.
Where is it?
I've got it. Second row down, all the way to the right. Come in one.
Oh, I see it. Yep. Hello, Major Melon. Major Melon. We're going to talk about Major Melon and the fact that this was announced to the world in a Super Bowl commercial starring John Cena. I know you didn't see him because he's John Cena, but that's how they introduced Major Melon to the world, was with one of the most expensive ways to market something ever in the history of our country. I love Major Melon, and I was actually really upset because I'm able to get it at least once a week. I stop by the Target that's near my office in order to, hunt for toys and that. And they always have Major Melon available. And, this is something that I've recently started to do in 2024 as, restrictions have lifted and I feel more comfortable going out into the world. And, Ninja Turtles really upped their game with their collectibles and all that, like blah, blah, blah. Excuses. But I'm always able to get a Major Melon at this Target. I could have got one this morning because Thursdays generally when I go for that visit. And I was very disappointed to find out that this flavor was discontinued at the end of 2023. That made me sad. And in fact, this bottle of Major Melon that I'm drinking is expired. And I know that soda doesn't really expire, but May 27th, 24 was the expiration date of this Major Melon that I am currently enjoying. But I'm very disappointed because in addition to Major Melon being discontinued, additionally so was Sparked, which was their raspberry lemonade Mountain Dew, which, if you know Devon Decker, raspberry lemonade, that's one of my flavors. The cool blue raspberry lemonade from Kool-Aid, Sejohn, I would punch you in the face right now for a teaspoon of that. That is how much I love that cool blue raspberry Kool-Aid. It's so friggin' good. So the disappointment in Major Melon, which here's the problem with watermelon, and I'm solving the watermelon problem today. Watermelon as a snack is kind of a shitty snack because it's primarily water and it doesn't really have that watermelon flavor. So when you're drinking something that is watermelon flavored, excuse me, wow, that was a good
There
one.
it is. Yep, this is it, folks. This is going to be the episode.
When you're that was wow, I'm seeing just how loud that burp is in waveform. Apologies to anybody who just suffered that. It's artificial. Watermelon as a flavor is artificial. That's just the thing that you need to accept. Just like
banana flavoring or grape flavoring,
Yeah, like candy flavor, soda flavor, food flavoring of that is not that. And I gotta tell you, Major Melon is the closest to that weird fusion between what it's really like eating watermelon and what artificial watermelon tastes like. It's not as overpoweringly chemical as, say, a Jolly Rancher watermelon flavor candy.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying there. Yeah,
and like in Arizona, like their watermelon fruit juice, it kind of just tastes like water. Like it's good water, but it's not as watermelony as. This is a beautiful fusion, and even though it's discontinued, I mean it's going in the great category for me.
I got it there too.
Yeah,
it's already there.
It's so
yeah,
tasty.
Man. Yeah, no, what you do like Major Melon is, and again, part of my love for Major Melon is because right now it is going to represent a lot of other like lost flavors of the Dew that we're not going to talk about today, because it just represents for me like them willing to try anything, and when something sticks, they keep it around, right? Like it's just it's a fun, it's kind of a fun thing to be a part of, right? Like it's a weird kind of faux community builder in like feeling like you're part of something with this shit, right? It is like truly like the most devilish trick of marketing, like with all of these like flavor variants, and then like holding all of these competitions constantly of which one's going to win to be the one that sticks around. But that's they it's like they weren't already trying flavors the rest of the year, right? Like it's just there is so much like kind of in this whole wrapped up in just talking about Major Melon, because of how much more it also represents about everything Mountain Dew does in like its weirdness.
Right. And yet somehow I feel like Major Melon also took that weirdness to the next level, because
it's peak. It's peak. Yeah, it's peak weirdness for them for sure. Yes.
Because unlike other flavors, this one actually has like a mascot. Major Melon, the watermelon with a motherfucking helmet on his head, with a slice of watermelon in the strap, a la like a playing card in Platoon. He's a scary motherfucker. He got dog tags and he's all cut up. You can see his flesh inside. Like, he's a scary guy, and he exists there as part of it.
He's a very scary dude, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
A far cry from the gentle mountain folk that were on the original bottles.
Yes. And also, I want to go back to Livewire, just brief. Livewire was their third flavor variant, right? Because it was Dew, then Code Red, and then Livewire.
Oh yeah, we done fucked up by not talking about Code Red second, but we're gonna make up for that in a moment.
Okay. Well,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's why, because like I imagine it'd be me next. So I have Baja Blast and the Point Break Punch and the Laguna Lemonade. I feel like we should maybe like do that triumvirate together. Do we want to jump into that, or do we want to finish Code Red and Voltage first?
Let's do Code Red for sure, because we got to give some.
We got to go to the Code Red. Did you order the Code Red? I did the job you sent me there to do. Did you order? You goddamn right I did. Oh God.
You want the truth? Sorry.
You can't handle the truth. Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's going to do it? You, Lieutenant Weinberg.
This is a man that has a very healthy relationship with soda, everybody, with sugar. Sorry. Yeah.
I have a healthy relationship with sugar. So Matt, let me pop open the Code Red. A Feel Good Men's a great movie.
3 sips of cola, and this is what he's like. Everyone.
Oh, Sejohn, if you could see, none of these bottles are above the label anymore. Like a Devon Decker sip is not a normal human sip, and I will admit that freely. This feels like the episode of the Say Report where we jump the shark.
Man. I told you it was inevitable.
It is inevitable.
I mean, like,
it's the Thanos.
I mean, there's so many flavors here we're just not gonna get to talk about. Like, I mean, like I said, I tried the Sweet Lightning, but I don't think it's gonna be one that we put on the list anywhere.
No.
Because
you can put it on your list. Like, I'm gonna put the Purple Thunder on my list. And I think that's what we do.
I think Sweet Lightning's amazing.
Sweet Lightning is so friggin' good. But we're not there.
It's such a good...
All right, let's Code Red it up. Let's Code Red it up. Let's save...
I was giving you the opportunity to drink.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You drink?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, you asshole. I was trying to vamp.
But you were talking about things I wanted to talk about.
I mean, like the Christmas flavors, like the fruitcake one that they did, or
I have a gingerbread one in the refrigerator downstairs. And let me tell you, the only reason that I didn't bust it out for this is A, I know you don't have one, but B, it's too good to waste on this episode. Like secret fucking double S tier Devil May Cry bullshit. That's how good the gingerbread one is. Because it is just like ginger ale. Oh my God, at freaking Christmas time, I oh, it's good. So Code Red is that thing that was popular in the '90s, right? To quote, I think it was George Costanza or maybe it was Jerry Seinfeld. There's an episode of Seinfeld. Have you ever noticed that Cherry Banaka, right? They come up with the original, and then months later, inevitably, they come in with the cherry flavor. Why not start with the cherry flavor? You know we all want the cherry flavor. This is fun because these are both Castle Rock productions. Oh, not sponsors, by the way. But so Code Red is the inevitable cherrification of Mountain Dew. And
Is it a cherry flavor? Is that what it is?
To read it, it is dew with a rush of cherry flavor and other natural flavors. That has always got me. The other natural flavors. I feel like they ain't nothing fucking natural about any flavor in Mountain Dew. No offense, Mountain Dew. I love you. I pray, excuse me, at your altar, but I don't think there's anything natural in your beautiful soda. Here's an interesting thing. Mountain Dew and Livewire, 290 calories per bottle. Major Melon, 270. Code Red, 280. So that's something, huh? Right? The cherry is making it less calorically intense for you. Somehow. I don't know. Magic.
I mean, like what bioavailability is definitely a big thing in the communities right now, in the workout communities. It's in cooking, because I definitely don't know a bit from the workout communities. But there's also something about the cherry flavor is just something we always again expect, right? It's like having an orange soda. You also better have a cherry variant, and your orange soda is allowed to be a different thing, whereas your cherry variant has to be a cherry version of your original soda, right?
And that goes back to, I remember this was some stupid thing I was watching, where they were in the past and the guy's like, I'll have a cherry Coke. And the the information, like the internet, the IMDb trivia had as a goof, Cherry Coke wasn't introduced until the 1980s. Completely neglecting the fact that soda jerks and
that was their
fountain
whole
guys,
fucking job.
They added flavored syrup to it. Yes, Coca-Cola did not introduce their own branded, mixed in our Georgia facilities, Cherry Coke until the 80s, but you could get a Cherry Coke as soon as there were soda fountains, because they had cherry fucking syrup that they could squirt into it.
We talked about this already. The second that an alcohol is invented, very quickly behind it is the cocktail. This was not a brand new concept. Adding cherry to things while we were drinking them is something we've been doing since fucking forever, beyond the 1700s.
Yeah, cherry is one of those flavors that we all sort of understand.
Yeah.
So that was
it is interesting to me that it always has to be cherry kind of added to, it has to be an additive to the original thing, as opposed to orange soda that could just be a completely different fucker, right?
Right. And if it is just a cherry soda, 9 times out of 10 it's black cherry soda.
Yeah.
So you understand that bitterness that's there, the sharpness of it, where when we're just adding cherry to Coke or Mountain Dew, it's fun and bubbly. It's oh, I'm letting down my hair. Look at my cherry locks.
That being said, man, I fucking pounded some Code Red when I was a kid. There was something about that idea that I was drinking the bad boy version of Mountain Dew. I was already kind of not supposed to be drinking so much soda, but I was still just drinking so much soda. And so to go that step further, to then also get the red one, the one that if I spilled it anywhere, I'd never be able to hide the evidence.
That's funny. I like that. I appreciate it.
So where'd you put it?
It's just good to me. And I think that's because I am kind of a connoisseur of cherry-flavored beverages. And as much as I enjoy the Code Red variant, it's not the best cherry-flavored thing out there.
Okay.
I wish it were cherry.
I'm going to put it at great, because I would because I'm trying to put a list together that is for the show as opposed to just myself.
I get you.
I would put it at amazing, I think. It is up there as one of those flavors that, if I want a soda, there's a good goddamn chance it's going to be Code Red Mountain Dew I'm craving. I don't drink a lot of soda nowadays. The family and I do fucking seltzer waters. That's the big thing that we do all the time, which is good because I'm finally drinking enough water for the first time in my life. So I don't do soda as often as I used to. So when I get that hit where I want to get something, Code Red is definitely usually one of the considerations. There's like three.
That's fair. So here's what I'm going to say. When you say like you're trying to make one for the show, not just for you, make one for you and then make one for the show based on our tier lists. We'll average it out after.
I already just did that.
Okay.
I said amazing. You said good, so I put it at great.
No, I understand, but I want to
real time. I am a complex machine, Devon.
But I want to be able to see just the Sejohn listing as well.
Oh, I wasn't gonna. Okay, I didn't realize we were gonna like share them.
Why wouldn't we? We're creating tier lists for Chris' sake. I don't know, but yeah. So I mean, like,
as much show tier list.
We put it in the Discord, right? There's a reason to join the Discord, people. I got it. Yeah, like I do like Code Red, but it's just good. It's not up there with the others, and I feel a little strange about that. And now we come to the bad boy, the blue bad boy, right? The blue Oni to the red Oni that is Code Red.
I will say that doing yeah.
What's up?
If we start with Baja Blast, it's going to be pretty much downhill for the rest of the list.
Oh, I'm going to Voltage.
Oh, good.
Yeah, why would I? No, Baja Blast is not happening for a minute. And don't worry, Baja Blast is going to be
the second. Would you call Baja Blast blue or green?
It's teal.
It's bluer than Mountain Dew, but yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry. Let's talk about some Voltage.
Teal, turquoise. It's not green like Mountain Dew. So Voltage. Mountain Dew charged with raspberry citrus flavor and ginseng. I have not taken a sip of the Voltage, but I will say I've been dealing with some like tooth pains and things, and this became my salve. So let's see how it is all these months later. Oh my God, that's amazing. I can't even like vamp to it. Mountain Dew Voltage is so fucking good. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know what... Do you remember Arizona iced tea before it was somehow $1 for a can? Somehow it is cheaper than like water, even though it is primarily water.
Yeah, it's not filtered. Anyway.
Yeah. What they introduced, this was like right before we moved to Rhode Island, so like probably 92, they introduced a blue glass bottle of Arizona iced tea, and it was tea with honey and ginseng, and I devoured that shit. I drank that shit all the time. Mostly, I mean, it was twofold. One, my mother wanted blue glass bottles because she's a big fan of blue glass, but also, like, it's iced tea, so like there's no caffeine. Like there's not the like added caffeine. There's not added sugar. Like it's healthier. So like you can drink this. I get my blue glass bottles in that. The Mountain Dew Voltage kind of reminds me of that honey and ginseng Arizona iced tea, and then you also add friggin' raspberry, which I just like was talking about how much I love raspberry as a flavor. So you get this like excellent blue soda, and blue soda is something that my entire life I wanted to find a good blue soda. And I didn't find them until I was an adult man. I will admit that. One of the earliest failures was Shasta did Super Mario Brothers sodas. Do you remember the Shasta Super Mario Brothers sodas?
Wow. Yeah, now that you brought it up, I definitely don't think about it on a daily basis. Oh, man.
And it was like Mario Cola, Yoshi Apple, Peach Cherry, which that just fucks you up because he was Toadstool at the time. Toadstool Cherry and Luigi Berry. And Luigi Berry was the worst of those. Like, and I'm just like, and it's because it's a blue can, it was a bluish beverage, and it just awful. Pepsi Blue was fucking awful. Like, I wanted...
Blue was rough.
Yeah. Blue soda was something I always wanted, because blue was, like, one of my favorite colors growing up as a kid. Blue raspberry candy, fucking shut up and just leave me in this room while I eat it all. Voltage is so good because it's one of those that finally works. And then also like blue cream sodas, like Frosty's blue cream soda is incredible. Dad's root beer does a blue cream soda that is also just incredible. Cause it's almost like a cotton candy-ish flavor. But that's a different,
those feel even more out of place because they're cream sodas, which to me is like a whole other genre of drink, right?
Yes. Maybe one day, if we do a tier list, it'll be on cream sodas. But Voltage, I love it. And it really is, like, when I was dealing with like weird pains from things, or like I had like headaches. Like this acted as a salve for me, the Mountain Dew Voltage, in a way that I don't know if it's the ginseng placebo effect or that like I have a complicated relationship with Mountain Dew Voltage, and it really only got complicated starting this past December. So, yeah. I should probably close this or I'm going to drink more. It's fine if you don't, Siege. I get it.
I was considering I was considering terrible, but your story has made me consider
No, if you think it's terrible, I get it. I understand.
Blue sodas just ain't it. Like they never work for me. They're always way too sweet. They're always like blue Pepsi. We don't have to talk about blue Pepsi. It literally tasted like bile to me. But like blue sodas just don't do it for me. There's nothing there's nothing also inherently fun about blue soda, because blue soda, especially Mountain Dew Voltage, like it's just a step away from cola. Like cola is already like a cool dark soda. I don't need, whereas like red was like bright and vibrant, green is bright and vibrant, orange, right? And all of a sudden you just get a blue soda and you're just like, okay, like that's not you should have come in the room first, blue soda.
I will admit, I mean, like when you think about Voltage and the way it sits, because it was released in like Dewocracy, right, alongside the Supernova and the Whiteout. Like those were the three to vote
the
for.
Whole Dewocracy campaign. Yeah.
And I'm like, I wasn't surprised when Voltage won. And Whiteout was out there for a while too. Like Whiteout was really good, and they were both available. Like there used to be a vending machine on the 3rd floor of the Providence Place Mall, local references, local work, that still had Whiteout in it. And I used to always buy one. And because like this friggin' time traveling vending machine is the only place I can get this. And it's an enjoyable flavor.
It wasn't necessarily, I'm sure by the time you were drinking 2-year-old Mountain Dews, it looked like it was a time traveling vending machine, but no, it was just out of date.
Yeah. But yeah, the Voltage is, as much as I love the green one, Voltage is that same level. And I have to say, like, one of the reasons why with Livewire, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it and all this. In the marketing, the big three, like that commercial where the people drink the Mountain Dew and they become fucking animals, the three flavors in that is Mountain Dew, Code Red, and Voltage that they're drinking. So, yeah. That Rampage kind of inspired commercial, right? Because Rampage World Tour, isn't it scum soda that mutates everybody? Like, that's the storyline.
Did they just rip off Rampage?
I think they just ripped off Rampage.
All right.
Finding that out.
Let's move on.
All right.
Let's move on.
Okay.
To the variants of
Baja Blast?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Okay. So here's where I'm standing. I have the Baja Point Break Punch and the Baja Laguna Lemonade. Which one do you want me to do first?
Let's do the Baja Punch, because the Baja Punch is the one that I have had the least out of, I think, any flavor we're going to talk about today in seriousness.
Interesting. Okay. So I'm opening the I like that it's the Point Break Punch. I recently rewatched Point Break. That's like the perfect movie. I'm so excited for when we do a Point Break episode of this show.
The original Point Break?
The original Point Break, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know, 100%. No,
Such a great
I'm right there with you.
film.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes you talk about the remakes of these things, and you like those things, and I don't want to be the mean one in the room, so I had to check.
That's fine. I know that my opinions about the 2015 Point Break are uniquely my own.
It's actually that one is also one of the better of the older remakes. But sorry, this is not this episode. What are we doing?
All right, so the Baja Punch, the Point Break Punch, it's a fruit punch, which is impressive. I feel like when sodas try to creep into the Hawaiian Punch territory, very often they get punched in the face by that weird little mascot that Hawaiian Punch has. What is he supposed to be? I don't get it.
I don't know. He's supposed to be like a surfer dude.
Is
I know that much. I know.
I thought he's a
convict.
I
don't really know much more beyond
I
that.
thought that he like broke out of jail and that's why he's got stripes on.
No, that's Cookie Crisp.
That is Cookie Crisp. Well, unless it's the Wizard, but that was never in our lifetime, so I shouldn't reference it. This is good. I enjoy this.
Yeah.
But I think I'm taking another sip. I'm going in for another sip.
I also put it at good. Like I think I like it is a fruit punch soda, which is also its own kind of weird world.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily one that you expect from everybody, but also when somebody does it, it's it's putting on a Christmas sweater. It's
Mario
like, all right,
wasn't
yeah, yeah,
Mario
I get
wasn't
it.
cola. Mario was fruit punch. That this has just unlocked that Shasta Mario soda memory for me. That it was a fruit punch, and that's why that one didn't
That,
work.
that
Yeah,
Yeah, that would make sense because
yeah,
that would make sense because it goes with the rest of the weirder flavors.
yeah.
But yeah, Mountain Dew doing a fruit punch. I mean, sure, I will try it, and sure enough, yep, they did it. They succeeded. It wasn't. They didn't do anything to it that made it like special. So like,
Yeah,
there's nothing about it that makes you kind of think like, if I want a fruit punch soda, I need that fruit punch soda. No, I could just get a Hawaiian punch and be just as happy. In fact, happier because at least there's some like mystery there for me to solve while I stare at the bottle.
yeah. So actually, I'm putting this one at eh. I got to be honest with you. It's good, but I mean, I don't think I don't. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm leaving it at good then.
All right, yeah, that's fine. But going back to it, and that I don't. The color is Excuse me. Woo!
Like Livewire, which is the only ad we've done so far, just to keep
Yeah.
everybody up there. We've got the only ad has been Livewire. I don't want to put Fruit Punch with that because I like the Fruit Punch. I don't like the Livewire. I think the Livewire is a fine soda, so it's not terrible, but I don't like it. Whereas like Fruit Punch, it's just a soda, and it's a soda I want to drink again.
Yeah, I wish that it were darker. I think that's it. It's like it's a little too bright. Like the thing I like about Hawaiian Punch, all variants of Hawaiian Punch, is it's kind of got that milky sort of vibe going on. So the brightness of this, the clarity of this, right? I want more translucency in my fruit punch soda than I'm
I
getting
have some
here.
actual honest to God Luxardo cherries upstairs, which like that's not like a huge thing, but like they're not just maraschino cherries, they're Luxardo
Yeah,
cherries.
of course.
And dropping one of those into some Dew fruit punch, I think would level it out in exactly the way that you're talking about.
Yeah.
It would still keep it fruity, but it would bring some of that like darkness or yeah, like black cherry or something to that
Yeah.
effect, but like a little something
Yeah,
there. I totally get it.
it's
Yeah.
I just like it doesn't have it's not as inviting as I want it to be. Is I
Yeah.
guess the way I would say it. So I am gonna go with eh. However, it is now Baja Point Break Punch, then Livewire. So it is higher than Livewire, but not a full tier higher than Livewire. Which now brings us to fuck you, Sejohn, Baja Laguna Lemonade. And I say fuck you, Sejohn, dredging up a conversation that we had. When I first found Baja Laguna Lemonade at a Target or a Walgreens, wherever I found it, I sent a photo to Sejohn because I was so excited to find a bottle of one of the new Dews for the 20th anniversary of Baja Blast. And Sejohn said, "Oh, you're drinking piss now?" Like, you were a dick, Sejohn, and I'm calling you out on the show about it.
That's funny because you don't seem to remember that that was just the reverse of a conversation we had had months earlier when I found it and put it up in a message. I had found it months in advance to this story, not like months in advance before it came out. Like it had been out for a while, but one of the very first times, I remember this so specifically because it was like the second or third time I had done a Mountain Dew update on this very show. I had been out looking at Mountain Dew variants because I was like in that mood. So like we recorded the show, I went out, found it, found a bottle of it, and sent a picture of it. And somebody in that chat, it might not have been you, but somebody in that chat just went, "Looks like piss."
I mean,
And
that's not.
I was like, "You're not wrong."
I drink it. It was not me, so it was a callback. It was just fun to call you out. I love you. This
I know,
is
but then
yeah.
just all I did was reference our own fucking chat. You
Fair.
asshole.
That's a good point. I'm an asshole. What are you gonna do? This expires on June 24th, 24. This Baja Laguna Lemonade. So I'm glad that I'm drinking it 11 minutes before. I got to tell you, the bouquet of this is so much better than I remember. Because it's a mango lemonade, and I'm complicated relationship with mangoes because I used to get mangoes from a mango man in Belize City. I think about the Jimmy Buffett song. You can shake the hand of the mango man as he greets you at the corner. Like I had that relationship with a mango man. And you know what makes a mango really pop, Jim? Have you ever done? I don't know if you know. Do you know what makes a mango pop?
Is it one of those ones that like you put a little sugar on and burn, or is it like one of those ones you salt a little bit? Like, what's
Salt
the
and
deal with it?
pepper.
Salt
Salt
and
and
pepper.
peppered
Yeah.
mango, man.
Well, so the big thing with mango in this house is we do the dried mango with like the red pepper, like the paprika on it. We've made a couple ourselves, but mostly we buy them from like Trader Joe's and shit. But it is a constant snack in this house is mango with paprika on it.
Yeah. All right. So I've taken the sip. This is another one that's like kind of an for me. Like, it just doesn't do anything that it's supposed to do to a level where I want to reward it. If that makes any sense. I like it. It's not like offensive. I could drink a bottle of it, but I would not like go out of my way to get the Laguna lemonade.
I do think it's important to talk about with both of these, right? That we are in this weird little subgenre within a subgenre of Mountain Dew, in that these are not just variants of Mountain Dew. These are very specifically supposed to be variants of
Baja Blast.
Baja Blast, which is an interesting space to be in flavor wise, considering 3 years ago at this time, Baja Blast was still an exclusive thing you could only get if you went to a Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So now we are not only at a point where Baja Blast is now widely available, but they are also starting to try and Mountain Dew up that Baja Blast line, right? And with these first two, I don't think they've found it yet. I like the fruit punch, and I really like the Laguna lemonade too. I was about to give it a great, so I'll just stick that back down in good right next to his buddy. But like I like the Laguna lemonade, but I still don't think that it's knock it out of the park like we're about to talk about.
I mean, no spoilers there. They've done Baja variants before. These are not the first Baja variants because they had the weird competition where if you tried all three, you could unlock a key to enter a contest. Like, they did this whole
And then Peter
weird
Molyneux will
thing.
make you a god in the next
Yeah,
game,
like it was a
right?
really strange thing that they did. I'm trying to look at also the Baja Blast mix pack of the hard Mountain Dew. They did a mango, a pineapple, and a fruit punch there. So I think it's weirdly like kind of the soft variety mimicking the hard variety. But they did that whole legend thing where you could get, by all accounts, it seemed like what you won was like a Baja variant of Pitch Black. I remember that whole thing because I was having difficulty. You could get an extra key if you also got a Baja Blast Zero. You could get an extra way to enter the contest. Are you able to look that up? My keyboard is covered in sodas. I'm not doing a good job. Like with space. Can you look up that Baja Blast contest and the two other flavors of Baja Blast?
contest? Oh yeah. Well,
Deep
wait,
dive.
flavors
It
of
was
Baja Blast,
deep
that I
dive.
could
Was
probably
it?
just pull out.
So if I'm looking at this, it's the gold, which I believe was pineapple, and then whatever one is before the gold. But the prize was the Mountain Dew deep dive. Was what the victory soda was. Because if these were the first Baja Blast, they did a really good job. But like, we've existed in this space before, and the gold was really, really good. And the mango was like more mango-y than the Laguna lemonade, which is sort of like a weird fusion of the two.
Yeah. Oh man.
We've been
They
talking-
did also do they did a 2021 Baja promotion as well with Baja Punch and Baja Flash are also the other ones.
Yeah, those ones I was able to get 2 12-packs from.
Yeah, here we go.
Target.
Baja Gold
Yeah.
was a flavor in the Baja Blast line described as Bright Island Pineapple.
Yep. That makes sense. Good. I'm glad that my memory serves.
Mango
correctly.
Gem. Is that the other one you were thinking
That was
of?
the other one, yeah. So
Oh, and
gold
Baja Deep Dive.
and deep dive. Does it say what the flavor is? I don't know. I think
So let's see. Mango Gem was obviously
mango. Yep.
but then
Deep dive, is the one I don't know because it was a victory one. Yeah.
Mystery flavor in the Baja Blast line, described as taking the classic Baja flavor to new depths.
Yeah.
As two people that were talking about how that we wanted a bolder, darker flavor of something earlier, good on them.
Yeah.
Exclusively available as the prize in the Baja Island promotion.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a thing, but these are not the first two Bajas. I want to make sure that is known.
Rivian Splash and Passion Fruit Punch. They've got them all over the place.
Yeah.
These Bajas.
And is Berry Monsoon a Baja variant or no?
Berry Monsoon. I saw that one
I know that's a. I don't think it is, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm not seeing it in the Baja variants here listed on
Makes
Wikipedia. That
sense.
doesn't mean that it wasn't. Right.
Yeah, so Baja has existed as this sort of flavor genre for the summers since about the pandemic, and that's really when like Mountain Dew went off the rails anyway. I think anyone would say that. Like that's when the
They were
Major
pretty
Melon
nuts
stuff happened.
beforehand.
They were too,
The
but like
pandemic is not going to be an excuse here.
no, I'm not using that as an excuse. I mean, like I think like it just was a weird like congruence of two existing ideas, and then you take note of it because you don't have anything else fucking going on.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those situations.
Did you know Mountain Dew had already attempted to do a fruit punch back in the 1980s?
I did not, because we were probably not alive.
It was certain. No, actually, 1988. We were both alive.
Okay. Look at that.
But Mountain Dew Red was out, and it was their original attempt at a fruit punch, and only lasted a year apparently.
Yeah, so much that I don't have any memory of it. Granted, I was 2, but yeah.
Technically, the first original flavor from them since the first new flavor since the original. Sorry, that's what it says.
All right, so I guess I'll have to clear a spot and hunt it down. I'm not going to do that. That'd be insane. Which brings us to in the bottle, the Baja Blast. And before I open this up, I think this is where we talk about Pitch Black, because Pitch Black and Baja Blast have become invariably linked as beloved flavors that people weirdly demand to come out, like to be re-released. And they had that whole like NASCAR promotion where there was a Baja Blast car and a Pitch Black car, and it was a competition to see which of those would win like place higher in the race.
Right.
Do you remember that whole crazy thing?
Right.
So
yeah.
We don't have Pitch Black to taste here, but I would really like to, if you all allow it, judge Pitch Black right now purely from memory. Do you allow this?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Wait, I wasn't stopping you. Go.
It's great. Pitch Black is really, really great. I put Major Melon above it because I think it knows exactly what it is. Where Pitch Black, like we had the Pitch Black 2, which was kind of like a sour variant that was very good, but I would not feel comfortable judging Pitch Black 2 because I think I've only had one can in my entire life.
Banks didn't come back for that one, right?
No, that one has never been brought back. But original.
You didn't listen to what I said at all.
What'd you say?
I said Elizabeth Banks didn't come back for that one.
Oh,
too,
right.
right.
You're a fucking asshole. You dick, huh? Plus, it was called The Chronicles of Dew. And we're like, what the fuck is that? Oh, man. Yes. So, Pitch Black 2, I can't judge. But Pitch Black, I put into the great category. I remember when it was at Speedway, and I went and I got a 64-ounce, like, double gulp size of it, and was like, this is heaven, having Pitch Black again. But all that put aside, I'm cracking the Baja Blast. I can't remember the last time I had it was during the Gold and Mango Gem promotion to try to win Mountain Dew Deep Dive. So
like a good old traditional Baja Blast?
Well, the Baja Blast in a bottle, right? Usually I milk it right from the Taco Bell teat.
I was going to say, I just had it yesterday.
I had it yesterday too. Okay. No, not yesterday. Tuesday. On Tuesday, I got some Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Yesterday, I went to Twin Oaks for dinner at 4 p.m. because that's what you do in Rhode Island.
That's the kind of life you lead.
It was wonderful. And then we watched the 2 Bulletproof movies. But you'll have to listen to the Adam Sandler Cinematic Universe to hear my thoughts on those. New episode coming second week, Wednesday in July. So I've opened the Baja Blast. I'm taking a sip. Why don't you vamp while I sip, Sejohn? Because I imagine David Hasselhoff's going to show up and all this sand, all the Bazooka Joe at my feet's going to turn into sand. This is going to be a moment right now. So
let's all take a moment to remember the flavors that none of us had even knew existed, like the Sangria Blast, right? Or the Overdrive, Mountain Dew Overdrive. I don't think
I've had Mountain Dew Overdrive. It was a Speedway original. I wouldn't feel comfortable judging it. Just like I wouldn't be comfortable judging any of their...
Did you take your drink?
Oh, I did, yeah. But you were saying I was interested. Okay. Here's the thing.
Southern Shock. Sorry, go ahead.
I've never had Southern Shock. Maybe I have. Is it a blue one?
No.
Like
it's like a purple one.
The first thing I did to rebound from the pandemic was fly down to North Carolina and then drive back to Rhode Island with somebody who was moving back from North Carolina, and it's like I need someone to drive with me because I don't think I can do it on my own. And my goal on that drive was to drink as many blue sodas as possible. And I drank 2 blue variants of Mountain Dew that were like store exclusives from the fountain. I don't remember their names. I don't remember the flavors. I just remember that they were blue and they were Dew.
Maybe you did have Southern Shock. But the other one that I want to point out that I never knew existed, and I'm so sad, is Cake Smash.
I've never heard of Cake Smash. That sounds delightful.
Cake Shake? I gotta look this up because
Oh,
it's
that's
the label's in front of me, but I didn't know about it.
So Baja Blast, as good as it is from Taco Bell, it is hit or miss because it is a fountain beverage. There are times, where I have gotten Baja Blast from Taco Bell, and it has tasted like dirt. Like, that's the only way that I can describe it.
That's not Mountain Dew's fault. That's whatever shitty ass
Yeah,
Taco Bell you're
I
at. I don't
understand
know
that,
the last time
but-
I had that happen.
But you said that sometimes you have these experiences with freaking a flavor of Dew, and it affects you going forward. And that is not the case, right? I still get Baja Blast. But lately I had been switching over to getting a regular Dew as well because it's just more reliable. Tasting it from the bottle, right? I am so stupid excited for the Baja Blast pie that we are going to get as a dessert option at Taco Bell sometime in the later half of the year. And this, my friends, is an amazing fucking Mountain Dew. Think about being a Mountain Dew. I'm going to just switch the order. My order is Voltage Classic Baja Blast in the amazing, just so everybody knows. Being such a good soda that you can survive only being available at a certain fast food chain for 20 fucking years. There are Dews that have not... I'm looking at you, Pitch Black 2. You didn't last freaking 6 months.
Right.
Right? Like, it's... Fuck you,
right.
you bastard. Which also, while we're talking about it, Baja Blast, amazing. Just by the way, saying that. The Frostbite... I don't know where it's wound up for you, but it's like the... mine's on the top row next to Flamin' Hot. It is a Walmart exclusive flavor, and I used to be a pretty big fan of it. It's like a ice melon-y flavor.
Yeah,
ice
right.
melon-y flavor. But I ordered some, and I got it delivered, and it was 6 months expired.
Ugh.
And that kind of turned me off of that flavor. But that's just another one to mention. I'm not.
I believe I have
that,
had that flavor once in
Yeah.
desperation when I was at a Walmart. I think on like a drive trying to stay awake. I was like, just get me Mountain Dew, and that was what they had.
Yeah.
So like I would not be able to judge that fairly because
Yeah.
it was one time and it was under duress.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool idea. I like the idea behind it, but it doesn't work for me. All right, which brings us to exclusive time. Have you ever been lucky enough to try the Purple Thunder?
Yes, I have tried Purple Thunder. Yes.
Excellent. Well, I have tried Sweet Lightning. So I'm going to bust this open. Purple Thunder, another one that has a mascot.
Mm-hmm.
The berry plum flavor. He's kind of a badass looking dude. I'm not a big fan. But let's crack it open. He's riding a motorbike. It's lots of fun. I'm going to take a swig of this while you talk about your Sweet Lightning experience tonight.
No, I mean Sweet Lightning is it's the variant that you can get exclusively at KFC, and it's a sweet tea Mountain Dew essentially, and it's perfect. I mean, it's all the things that people talk about loving about sweet tea, but if you didn't grow up on sweet tea, there's kind of a weird. It's hard to get into, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this Mountain Dew is like kind of the cheapskate's way in, right?
Yeah. It's honey and peach, I believe, are what they note as the flavor. I'm a big fan of it. And mixing it with they had it as a promotion. I don't know if they still are doing it. It was almost like a jam or jelly of blackberry that you could add to any of the sodas. And
Right.
that added to the Sweet Lightning really elevated it to the next fucking level. And
Did you ever have the Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot? It was like a
No,
it was like a red hot flavor.
I
like a
never
cinnamon
did.
red hot
I
flavor.
didn't find it anywhere. Just like the Voodoos that I didn't get because I couldn't find them.
It's not great.
I don't doubt that. That doesn't surprise me. And I like cinnamony sodas too. So that doesn't surprise. Like people who don't like the Snapped. I don't know what. I think it's just Snapped, right? Mountain Dew Snapped is the gingerbread one.
Oh yes, yes.
Like
Yeah.
everybody like freaks out about it because it's like that white color because it's like supposed to mimic the frosting,
Frosting right,
of a gingerbread house at Christmas time. Yeah, this purple lightning is freaking legit. Can I like? I'm gonna like move Pitch Black down into good on my list, and this purple thunder is going up in the great. I can't. Whoo! Like I'm very much enjoying this feeling in my mouth. I do not see Purple Thunder anywhere.
I was going to say we've run out of stickers, right? Because Purple Thunder and the other three are all going to be too new for this list because this is a 2023 list.
Well, I think that like the they're not going to go on the next three are not going to go there, but it's like kind of a special sneak peek through the mouth of Devon
Here's
Decker.
what we'll do. We're going to take this purpley one that I can't read because it's too small, and we're just going to call that Purple Thunder.
It looks like vibranium is what it says.
You're looking at the one on the bottom? I can just snag that one instead. I was talking about along the top, but
the Bash one.
Yeah, you can't even. It's fine. We're good.
It's below Major Melon. Major Melon is still the highest in great, and then I put that weird
Are
purple
you considering highest left to right? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, I found Purple
Okay.
Thunder. It is from
you did find Purple Thunder.
from Pitch Black 2. It is 2 forward.
Oh, my Pitch Black 2 is all over the place.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
I lied. Pitch Black is all over the place.
Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, this is really good. I was not expecting to enjoy this as much because I've had the Purple Thunder before. That was enjoyable. That was a very enjoyable moment for me. So that's our tier list on the original 9 flavors of Mountain Dew that we are testing. One of which the discontinued Major Melon. One the exclusive to Circle
I think
K.
the Purple Thunder one is the one I was trying to use in the first place.
I think you're right, actually, because I'm an asshole. Now that I see it, because it's like curved, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
there's
that's
like
exactly
there's
why.
A belt,
There's a
All
curve.
right, anyway. Yay.
Exclusive to Circle K and Kroger now. The Purple Thunder. That's where we go. We don't have a terrible or a haven't had, don't remember of these ones. Which is solid. So I'm proud of that. I mean, what would you call terrible? Voltage, right? Like that's where your terrible is, or
That was a terrible for me, but yeah, but with your amazing, that lands us in a nice good.
Yeah.
No, I think terrible for me would be like the Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Like I tried it and it wasn't like make me throw up gross, but I never want to have it again. It was just not a good experience.
yeah, it was something that like if I had found one, I would have tried it, and I just never found one. Okay.
And I wouldn't have told you not to. That's the thing. I wouldn't have said to you, don't try it. I just would have warned you in advance that it ain't great.
All right. So we are now 92 minutes into the episode, and here it comes, the special sneak peek. We're going in order. So red, white, and then blue. Starting off with the Star Spangled Splash.
Yeah.
It is
I think the color thing before we get too far is something really interesting to kind of just harp on because of everything we've said so far this episode. We have famously in this episode talked a lot about how red sodas are usually pretty good. We have talked about white sodas, and we've talked in the past on the show about like white as like a flavor and like a mystery and all that stuff, right? And how now and we then labeled blue the worst. So like just so everybody's got that in your head as we go into this. Here we go.
Okay. So Star Spangled Splash, again, we have broken street date on these. The episode's coming out, but we are recording a full week before street on these. I fucking Dayle, you're the best. I'm just saying it. If you just
Get her in trouble with the Mountain Dew police.
No, because we're not releasing it till later, right? We're releasing outside of the review embargo, so we're safe. But if you see Dayle, if you know Dayle, give her a slap on the back and congratulate her on finding these. So Star Spangled Splash is Dew with a blast of red berry flavor with other natural flavors. So to me, I feel like this is going to taste like a motherfucking Swedish fish. Because the red berry is the Swedish fish flavor. Or red sweet Sour Patch Kid once you suck the sugar off.
But like a red gummy, right? Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be a red gummy flavor.
That's
like
what we're seeing, right? So let's I'm going in.
Oh man, here we go. I forgot that we were gonna have to vamp while he takes drinks. Okay. I am actually really curious to know like what the plan is. Like, are these just for the 4th of July? Is that just the whole bit?
So what it has come down to, as ridiculous. Oh motherfucker, that is good. Oh shit. I'm like, wow. Wow.
All right.
It took a little bit. This was like a firework in my mouth for real. This was like, oh, okay, it's there. And then it hit me in the back of the throat and like, yeah, it's a good fucking flavor. It tastes like a Swedish fish. I'm happy to say the red berry is definitely there. And what it actually seems like is now that we have special dew flavors for each season. The Baja flavors were the spring Mountain Dews of this year, which is a little strange, but I think it was to coincide with the actual 20th anniversary of Baja Blast because it was introduced in March. So for the spring flavors, that's where we got your Laguna Lemonade and your Point Break Punch. So there you go. There's your spring. These are going to be the summer flavors. That's why they're coming out the 21st of June, and they're going to be available probably through September. That would be my guess, right? I mean, like, I found a major melon that is expired at a store today. So there's always a chance that they're going to still be out there, but I think the planned drop is 3 months with these. And the Star Spangled that was so freaking good, Sejohn.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. On this secondary tier list of just the summer 2024 flavors, that is amazing. And that brings us into Mountain Dew Freedom Fusion. Yeah! This is Dew with a blast of lemonade and peach flavors with other natural flavors.
This is the white, right? Yeah, okay.
This is the white one.
Yeah, interesting that they're hidden the peach flavoring and the fruit flavoring behind the white coloring.
Behind the white color, yeah. This expires on September 2nd, 2024. Just to
are we just doing this for all of them now?
Well, I mean, I think it's important because of what you said. Like, what do you think the plan is for how long these are going to be out there? So, like, I think that confirms my theory about 3 months. Yeah, ditto. September 2nd for the Star Spangled Splash is so good. I feel like an idiot. I feel like damn. This is such. Oh my god, I'm so happy about everything about this episode. Maybe sugar does affect me. Oh man, we're gonna end this.
Did you take your drink yet, or what?
No, I haven't. Right, so I'm taking a sip now. If you want to vamp. Before I take the sip, Sejohn, I am gonna be wired. So if there's a game you want me to beat, like old NES game, like give me the word, buddy, and I'll do that tonight with all of my excess energy. All right, taking a sip now.
Yeah, I didn't really think about the consequences of making Devon do this on a work night. This is going to be great tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a fucking
Again,
Friday.
Didn't make him drink it. I hope that's clear to everybody. I did not make him drink.
No, I'm just a goddamn professional, and I'm going to go out and drink. Ooh, I don't know. Ooh.
Are we not feeling that one?
It's not as good as the Star Spangled Splash. I'll say that.
I thought we were finally in terrible territory.
No, it's not terrible. I mean, I don't know if I could ever call a Mountain Dew terrible, to be completely honest with you. You know what this actually really reminds me of is the Laguna Lemonade. So I think what I have an issue with is the Mountain Dew artificial lemonade flavor, which is interesting because I liked the spark a lot. But that's raspberry doing a lot of heavy lifting to make that like a sparkling experience in my mouth. This, I'm not really getting the peach. Oh, there it is. Oh, the peach took a long time to come out there. Oh yeah, that is
right on the burp. There you go.
That is
gross.
That's good, but I'm probably not gonna like if I were out at a store. I mean, most of the places you can get 2 like Mountain Dews for $4. Right, inflation hasn't hit it yet. It'll be 2 for $5 by the end of the summer. The 2 that I would get right now, based on these 2 flavors, I'd just pick up 2 Star Spangled Splashes. Like that flavor is so incredible. I'm sorry, Code Red. This is the superior Red Mountain Dew flavor. Like that's what I have to say about.
It's
Star
okay
Spangled
because
Splash.
it's not going to be around forever.
That's true. It won't be. Or maybe it will. Maybe it's Eve. Maybe it's the young ingenue come to finally kill Code Red. Which brings us to our last bottle of Mountain Dew for the night. If I could pick up my freaking bag of soda to bring out the last one, a blue soda, as Sejohn pointed out earlier, the Liberty Chill. The Liberty Chill. Whoo! 50 flavors in one Dew. There is nothing chill or liberated about that. 50 flavors being shoved into one soda, more than likely against their will. And then, like, just chill, right? Just coexist, man. Like,
Yeah.
like the
Sorry,
fuck is it? So let's pop this one up. Last bottle open, boys.
So, supplemental material for everybody at home, by the way. One of the big impetuses for all of this is that for the last 6 months or so, more than that even, I've been following Golden Hive Mead on YouTube as they've attempted to distill Mountain Dew down into a Mountain Dew wine. And honestly, I came across a lot of it in shorts form because he was kind of giving updates as throughout the process, where it was at 6 months, 8 months, that sort of thing. It is fascinating. It is fascinating to watch somebody that does this process extremely well, mead making extremely well, use such a lowbrow product like we talked about at the beginning of the episode. Like, we all know what it is, but we love it anyway. Like, using that to make a highbrow product like wine, like, is just like a fascinating series on YouTube. So go check that out. Golden Hive Mead.
I've watched the same thing. I want that mead so badly,
Right,
and
yeah.
I will not allow myself to try to do it myself. I'm not gonna. I am a big proponent of, there are people in this world who make the beverages that I consume. I will never make my own beer. I will never make my own mead. I might make my own milk, right? I have nipples, Greg. You can milk me. This Liberty fucking Chill is so good. I was nervous about the 50 flavors, but like I thought it was gonna be like a party in my mouth and everybody throwing up, but like really, like, they're getting along. This. I'm taking another sip, Sejohn.
Liberty Brew is the name of it?
Liberty Chill.
Chill.
Oh, it
okay,
is.
because Liberty Brew was an old flavor of theirs.
Yeah,
That's why I was wondering if they brought something back.
Well,
But
I
no,
think
they've
like
got a new...
Dew SA was the 50 flavor thing too. Like, this is a complex Mountain Dew. It is dancing on my tongue. I'm still finding new flavors. I don't know. So the Liberty Chill, I feel like I've had something very similar to this before. You know what I'm going to be as a game? Don't fucking... I already answered. I'm going to play Ritual of the Night. That's what I'm playing with my Mountain Dew energy. You can't stop me. I mean, you could, but I'm asking you very nicely not to. God, that is so fucking tasty. But it does bring me back to, like, Cape Cod when I played Ritual of the Night for the first time and got the Dew SA, which was another, like, a bunch of flavor one. And you think, like, Dr. Pepper is 23 flavors, so really this is, like, double Dr. Pepper. I don't know what additional 27 flavors are in here. I mean, that's always such a weird thing, because couldn't you just, like, put 5 different variants of cherry in there to make it work?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
There are variants,
well, it seems like it's a real, like, I get it. It's 50 flavors because of the 50 states,
50
but
states.
but like the whole concept feels like a real swing at like a Dr. Pepper, right? Like,
Yeah,
like,
and you know that I am a connoisseur of Dr. Sodas. This is better than any Dr. Soda that I've ever had. This is such a complex... The viscosity of it is really nice. Like, I haven't really talked about the viscosity or, like, the liquid thickness of any of these stock monkeys up to this
It's
point.
interesting that you mentioned that, because I do think that is one of the few things that really makes Baja Blast truly stand out from like original Mountain Dew, is that it just doesn't feel like as thick in the mouth, right?
Yeah,
like the mouth feel is different
lighter
for Baja Blast.
And
right?
that's really interesting because, like, Baja Blast is lighter, but so is Livewire. Like, I feel like Livewire is a lighter Dew, and I don't like it there because I'm used to, like, I'm used to store brand 3-liter bottles of orange soda that I would buy on Christmas Eve to try to stay awake and catch Santa Claus. Like, that's my thing. So I'm used to, like, a nice viscous orange soda, and Livewire's not that. But you're right.
So where are we putting our Liberty Boy?
All right. So ranking the red, white, and blue Dews, it is blue, red, white. I think I would grab the Liberty Chill before the Star Spangled Splash. But Star Spangled Splash, weirdly, is such a unique flavor of Mountain Dew for, like, a flavor inspired by some of the oldest candy in the world, Swedish Fish. Like, it is excellent. This was a good night, Sejohn. Thank you for this. But Freedom Fusion kind of leaves me sad. But again, I'd only make it an I wouldn't put it as terrible. I would drink it again, but I would like gladly buy a Liberty Chill or a Star Spangled Splash.
Nice.
Like you wouldn't have to twist my arm on those. So yeah, is there anything else about Mountain Dew that we want to talk about, Sejohn, or have we hit it all?
This is not a moratorium on us talking about Mountain Dew. We will talk about it.
No,
again
we're
on
going
the
to
show,
talk
no
about Mountain
doubt.
Dew, I'm sure, but like, I mean, to wrap up this particular episode.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is that with that in mind, no, I don't think there's much left for me to say today because like it's not like I feel like I need to put any like final nail in the coffin here.
Excellent. Well, I agree. I think that this was a good one. The tier list will be available in the Discord. That'll be the easiest way to see it. So join the Discord if you want to see that. If you're not sure how to join the Discord, there are links available wherever we are on social media. And also, this is out of space and time, but now your likes are hidden on Twitter. Or X, formerly Twitter. So if you're one of those people who was like a little bit nervous to like stuff about the Say Report because what if there's a job interview and they see that I listen to the Say Report? What will happen to my prospects? You don't need to be afraid of that anymore. Though I am 100% convinced that this is Elon Musk's latest scheme to just fuck everybody over. Like everything, and then I'm calling the shot, right? So this is releasing on July 1st. By September 1st, it will be revealed that in order to still have your likes private, you have to subscribe. You need to be a blue checkmark user.
Oh, I see which way you're going. Okay,
Yeah.
because everybody knows that the reason he's doing this right now is because then he can elevate shit and say it's because it's well liked by the community, but we won't have any visual evidence.
There won't.
of that.
Yes, it's partially
So,
that,
like,
and it's also partially. No, sorry. Continue.
No, but I'm on board with you that there will be pushback. So sometime over the summer, he will say that they're reconsidering it, and then their fix is going to be that we're going to bring it back, but if you're paying for the blue check mark, they're still hidden, and then plenty of people will do that, and they'll still get elevated, and we still will have all this bullshit.
And they'll be able to have their cake, eat it too, and charge for, adding sprinkles. But, I mean, I also think that one of the reasons why it's going away is that they legalized porn on the platform. And if you want to legalize porn
is that the right word?
I mean, that's sort of the term that's been used on the platform, is that porn is now legal on Twitter, which is ridiculous because it was legal before. It's just, you can't report it and then like have something.
Now it's not. Yeah, now it's not against TOS in the way that it was before.
So that whole thing, and it's one of those things where like, well, but then people don't want to like the pornography. So you can't drive engagement or anything like that because people are afraid, they'll be able to see that I liked this. So I feel like it's partially that too. But this is all stuff for like regular episodes of the Say Report, not weird out of space and time Mountain Dew tier list episodes. So if you have come here and this is your first episode of the Say Report, really hope you enjoyed what you heard. Again, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter. There are links to join our Discord, or you can always just send an email directly to us. It's thesayreport@gmail.com, and we'll send you a link there. Also, if you want to talk to us directly, sending us an email. I know it's so 1990s, but like you can send us an email, and we will respond to you. And if you specifically want to send an email to myself, Devon Decker, or my lovely host companion, who's idea all of this was, Sejohn Sarowick, just make sure you put our names in the subject line and it will get distributed appropriately by our Postmaster General, which is a character I'm too hopped up on soda to make up new characters right now. So I'm just going to be honest with you. I am flying from this. This was I had so much fun, Sejohn. Thank you for this. One last shout out to Dayle for inspiring the title of this and for also being able to find the 3 summer 2024 flavors that we finished this on. But without any further ado, thanks for joining us, and Will, please bring us home. You have a good rest of your night.
Thank you for listening to the Say Report with your host Devon Decker and Sejohn Sarowick. Please follow the guys on Twitter and Facebook by searching for The Say Report, and you can always subscribe on your podcast channel so this is delivered straight to you and you can enjoy it every week. With apologies to your mother, we'll see you next time.